Mr. Wood, Ms. Richardson, Miss Wood, on behalf of those assembled and on behalf of the people of the Isle of Man, I extend to you a very warm welcome. The island is a proud island with a rich history and many aspirations for the future. We are very proud of what we've achieved to date, but there is still much more to be done. I'm sure you will make many friends on the island and that you will actively participate in the very strong community we have here on this wonderful island. I'm also confident that you will contribute constructively to the continuing constitutional development of the island, and that you will be sensitive to and supportive of our aspirations for the future. On behalf of the Isle of Man, I extend to you a very warm Manx welcome.
Your Honour, Chief Minister, Mr. Speaker, Chief Secretary, Chief Constable, the various Deemsters that I met, the Attorney General, and all of you, thank you so much for coming to welcome Katie, Percy and me here this evening. It seems quite a long time ago now that I was walking along the beach up near the Airs, and I had a phone call from the Chief Minister. As I walked on that beach, I'd been reflecting on the interview I'd done that morning and thinking how I might have done better in this way and that way. And then I had the call telling me that I was the one that you had chosen from that shortlist. And I felt a great sense of pride, but also of humility, because this was an appointment, the first time that the Lieutenant Governor had been chosen by the representatives of the Manx people. And I thought that was a true honour. And a sense of humility, because I realised I was taking on a great responsibility. One evident as you walk into Government House here by the array of portraits of former Lieutenant Governors who have lived here since Governor Locke. It does seem a long time ago, and in the time that's elapsed, I've felt impatient about getting here to start. And I've wondered how best should I arrive. I know my direct predecessor, as befits an admiral, made quite a splash when he came. He came on a naval vessel. I thought, well, maybe I can do something more modern, more up-to-date. And knowing that the Isle of Man is, according to the bookies, the fifth most likely country to land a man on the moon, I looked into the space industry. But there's no commercial space flights yet available. So we settled on a plane, and a bit of a rocky ride, but we landed safely. I recall when I visited here back in January, the wonderful view that you see from the house here of the gardens and across the bay, the sweep of the bay and the cliffs. Well, even though we've waited for winter to pass and the mild zephyr of spring to fly us in, I see the view eludes us this evening. But it's going to be a wonderful time here. I'm convinced of that. Certainly, what you have said resonates in my mind. I see the role very much as one of service to the people of the Isle of Man. I see this house as being very much a place that we want to put to the service of the government, supporting the government in its efforts at hospitality to impress those who you seek to invest here, and to the community more widely in celebrating so many of the achievements of what are indeed a proud and independent people. People who have been buffeted over the centuries by rather bigger neighbours, insensitive perhaps to the Isle of Man, and yet through all that period you've retained a sense of independence, and one that's growing. You mentioned constitutional development, and I said I'm the first that's been selected by the people of the Isle of Man. I'm here, I think, very much to support that continued progress in constitutional development. And as we seek to do that, using this house, which is to be now our home for the next 5 years, and how fitting to be welcomed into our own home, supported by staff here in the house who have a very good reputation. We know that there is so much we can do to promote the work of government and the community. For I think it is that in particular that I look forward to. The island has a reputation as a place with a true sense of community and a truly beautiful island. So while we will be based here, and I will have responsibilities to conduct here, I've never liked being chained behind a desk. I'm going to get out and about. I'm really looking forward to exploring the island, immersing myself in its culture, in its history, and certainly supporting the many modern achievements of the island. Clearly, it's a time for many of economic and financial challenge. When I visited Buckingham Palace before taking up my appointment, what was made clear to me was not only the very strong interest that Her Majesty takes in the island, but also the very high regard with which the island is held for its progress in constitutional development, but also for the way in which it has confronted those significant financial and economic challenges. It's not tried to complain about those difficulties, it's accepted the challenges that we face and worked to identify how the island can progress and rise to the challenges of the modern world. So for us all, for Katie, Percy and me, it's a truly exciting moment to come and join you all, to live amongst you, to enjoy our 5 years with a true sense of community and know that we can do that supporting you as you face these modern challenges that lie ahead. Thank you very much all for coming to welcome us this evening.